And we're live.
Hooray!
We're live.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
We're undead.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. We are Halloween Head Comics, and we're here just to hang out and chat about the book and chat with you guys. If you guys are watching, if you have any questions, go ahead and jump in. I've pinned the link at the top, and I will let you in on the show, or you can just comment. We lost Matt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Matt just disappeared.
He's too cool to hang out with us.
He doesn't want to be seen with us.
Yeah. He's like, comic books. Oh, no. All right. Wait, he's back on.
Hey.
Oh, are we drawing?
I'm here.
All right. Matt's back.
Matt's back.
All right. That's right. Here it is, Tricks and Treats, Volume 1. Johnny, did you get a chance to look at this?
Yes. Everything looks great in it, man. I'm real impressed with it. The pages, I mean,
It does.
Yeah.
everything just looks wonderful in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pleased with the way it came out. I was a little concerned there for a little bit, but yeah, it came out great.
Yes.
Justin, Amanda, did you guys get a chance to look at the books?
Yeah. It looks really good. Actually, we both brought a copy of the book. I'll pull mine out. Mine's a little more on hand. Yeah, it printed beautifully. Like these touch-ups you did to the story. Yeah.
It's in screen.
Yeah.
I just have a delay on mine.
Yeah, like that. Those like flourishes of color that you did in the background, they came out really, really well. They printed very nicely.
Yeah, they did.
These colors are very vibrant. I was very impressed.
Yeah, that's why I said the colors look real nice, Ben.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Great job.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little concerned at first with the quality of the print, but no, they came out great. I'm happy with it. I'll definitely use them again.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what do you guys have planned for today?
Scary movies.
Scary movies? What are you guys gonna watch?
We don't have anything planned yet. We're gonna see what we can find on a streaming service, and then we'll figure it out from there. But maybe Shaun of the Dead or something like that. We'll see what we find. What about you guys?
I'm gonna watch the football game after this, and then I'll probably watch Hocus Pocus after that.
Nice. Yeah, we watched a little bit of that last night.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus is my go-to Halloween movie. I have to watch that every year. What about you, Matt?
I actually just finished watching that show on Netflix called Midnight Mass. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard about it. Is that any good?
It's not really Halloween. Yeah, it's actually really good.
Nice.
There's only like 6 episodes or something like that, but it's really cool.
Cool. What about you, Johnny? You watch any Halloween movies?
Not really. I usually watch the Halloween specials. I've seen Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus has been on several times. So.
Yeah.
Usually I go, the Charlie Brown is always my go-to. The Charlie Brown, Fat Albert Halloween specials. I always watch those. But tonight, like I said, my neighborhood gets, because I got a big neighborhood, so I'll be out handing out candy to the kids. So
Yeah.
that's going to be my deal.
Yeah, I forgot about Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown and Garfield's the other one I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the book a little bit. Justin, Tree of Life. Let's talk about that. That's like one of the first stories on there.
Yeah. So basically, it's just a if I could write a Lovecraftian story that's not necessarily about squid monsters, just about like some type of monster that you would find maybe in the forest or something. he wrote a story called like the I can't remember the name of that story. It was like called like The Visitor or The Shack or something like that. It's about this guy who like gets caught out in a rainstorm. He finds shelter with this guy, and then finds out that the guy's a cannibal, and he was with a tribe in like the 40s or something like that, or like the 1840s or something. So he's like 40 years old. He's immortal or something like that, but he has to eat people to survive. And I was like always kind of inspired by that story too. Just like the idea that cannibals that eat people to stay young, and there's like a tribe somewhere in the forest. It's very mysterious, and it seems like some kind of Indiana Jones adventure or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wrote a story about that, and yeah, that's kind of where the Tree of Life came from. Is that H.P. Lovecraft story that I can't remember the name of anymore.
The Visitor in the Shack. Huh?
Something like that, yeah.
I'll have to look that one up. Hey, we got a comment here. Travis says, Lovecraft, you say?
That's right.
Yes. Lovecraft indeed. Yeah, honestly, our love for Lovecraft is actually why we started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull up some images of Tree of Life here. Let me show that off. If my computer will cooperate.
That was probably my favorite story in there too. That one was freak, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's honestly like my favorite story. Is not just because Justin's my brother, but like
in spite of the fact that I'm his brother.
In spite of the fact that he's my brother, like I did not hold that against the story at all. Yeah, the imagery with the tree itself, with all the body parts like that was pretty freaky. He definitely gave some kids nightmares with that one.
I hope so.
But that's what we try to do here, right?
I really want to emphasize, I hate kids. I really want to give them nightmares. No, actually, so the Tree of Life, like that image of it, that came from driving down one of the streets here in Lubbock. There's this tree that's like, I don't know if it's a memorial or what, but there's a statue that's shaped like a tree, and there's like some faces carved into it. And I saw that, I was like, that's horrifying. But I don't think it was meant to be. It's meant to just be like in memory of, I don't know who lived here in this property. But like, that's so like, well, what if there was just a bunch of body parts and stuff sticking out of that? And then I just kind of grew it from that to actually design what the tree was going to look like.
Well, you did a good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, it looks very creepy, man. Very creepy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, are you okay? Is everything okay at home? Here it is. Yeah, my computer's acting kind of buggy right now, but nope, that's not what I want to do. There we go.
There we are.
Nope. Never mind. There we go.
It's the scariest thing of all is spotty internet.
Yep. Yeah, so here it is. The Tree of Life.
Is that the I can't really see it. Oh yeah, there it is, the tree. Yeah. Yeah, another thing I was doing is just trying to play a lot with like paneling formats and stuff. Just kind of getting a little experimental with it.
Let me pull up the other page. Well, here's half the page, anyways. That's page 11.
Yeah.
It's half the tree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's enough. That's enough of the page for you. You get the idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I really love that imagery, though.
Yeah. That was a lot of work, but I really had a lot of fun drawing that.
Yeah, like I said, that looked real creepy. You pulled that off very well.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It took a couple of hours to get all that stuff in there. The longest thing I think was just like plotting out like how the body parts were gonna kind of go together. A lot of it's hidden with shadow, just to kind of inspire the imagination of the reader. But
yeah,
that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making that one. Writing it was really fun, but drawing it was a little more fun.
Yeah, so what inspired those two characters that you came up with?
So the character Matt or Matthew was a little bit inspired by a friend of mine at work. He doesn't quite look like that, but he's he's kind of got that personality. A little bit of a wisecracker. And then the other one was just kind of like the like an older brother for him. Just the characters I wanted to see, like action heroes, but like in a more like, I guess, scary situation where they can't really handle it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I wanted to write a story about. Like, what if these like action heroes had a situation they really couldn't get out of?
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of what inspired that.
Very cool. Yeah, it almost kind of reminds me a little bit of The Ritual.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
Where you got these guys who are like, they have one certain goal in mind, and all of a sudden, like, they happen upon something supernatural, something evil.
Right.
Something bigger than them. Yeah. Cool. Johnny, do you want to talk about More Than They Can Chew? Here's Jason.
Hey,
Jason. Hey, Jay.
How's it going?
So good. How you doing?
Doing all right. Sorry,
Cool.
I'm late. Try to scarf down a snack real quick.
That's all right. We won't hold it against you.
You guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to go more into They Can Chew?
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that one.
Well, mainly Tommy's probably better explain it than I am, but you know Tommy's deal, Bigfoot, cannibal hillbillies, teenagers, throw them in a pot and see what you come up with.
Right.
That's a pretty good explanation of it. I like that one.
Yeah. I think the book that we did, it was the Bigfoot motif. So he came up with the Bigfoot story where incorporated cannibal hillbillies and a little something more sinister.
Right.
And plus you got the typical teenage kids, you know, stumbling onto something in the woods that, you know, boom, there you go. And then you come to find out that, you know, there is a Bigfoot, and then there's something a little more worse than the Bigfoot. So,
Right. Show off some of that.
More they can chew, more than they could chew.
So who designed the characters for that story? Was that you or Jason or?
Johnny.
That was me at the last minute. That was last minute. But Tommy kind of gave me a basic premise of what kind of characters he wanted in there, and he just told me to have at it. So Of course, the Cannibal Hillbillies. Again, that was just kind of time to give us free reign to do what we want with them, and so I don't know if I was really influenced by anything as far as the characters. I think I just threw something out there and try to make them look as random as I could.
Yeah, this is like one of my favorite shots right here, where you have the Bigfoot kind of peeking out.
Right.
That was a great design for Bigfoot too.
Yeah, the Bigfoot was it was a little bit of every Bigfoot that I had. And a lot of it was based on the Marvel Bigfoot Sasquatch character. And because I kind of like how they kind of have them kind of disproportioned. He had like a small head and whatnot. But I definitely wanted to, do this typical Bigfoot. He's hairy and kind of more squashed in face. I didn't really get a real defined face. All you see is, a brow, a little pug nose, and lips.
Right. Yeah, I love this shot right here.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
I appreciate that.
Hey, Jason, you want to talk about it?
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, I got to it last minute and just trying to keep up with Johnny. Man can work full pages in 10 minutes
No one can keep up with Johnny.
in his sleep.
Yeah. Let's talk about this page right here. This is my favorite page that you did.
Oh, that's a great.
That-
I love that design right there.
Yes.
That monster design. Did you come up with this?
Yeah, sort of.
Like,
I guess.
yeah.
Tommy just said he wanted, I guess, some tentacles and everything in it, and I just kind of went with that. They said they were something inside of human form. So I kind of wanted to have it pushing out of the human form.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way you can see the skull cracking in half, where the monster is kind of emerging from the skeleton, the body.
Yeah.
That feels a lot like John Carpenter's The Thing, like that kind of vibe of it. And that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I really, really like that panel. And it was one of the stickers, right? For the campaign. That was a great call. That's an amazing image.
Yeah,
Tommy had said that I guess there's flies all around the character and the skin just probably didn't look right. So I just kind of went off what Johnny had and just kind of expanded a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely took it to that next level, man.
I like drawing monsters.
I can tell.
You did great.
Yeah, you did a good job, man. I love this. That's honestly, it's like one of my favorite panels in that story.
Thank you.
It's just it's a unique monster design.
Mm-hmm.
It almost reminds me a little bit of The Fly. I think it's the eyes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to make the eyes like multiple eyes instead of just like weird, just sinister looking eyes. I wanted to make it something sort of otherworldly or just creepy.
Yeah.
And nobody likes spider eyes because there's multiple spider eyes.
Yeah.
No, I think you pulled that off. Pulled that off great. That carrot. I mean, just even coming out there where it looked like it's just coming towards you.
Yeah.
That you just pulled that off, and then you got the slobber or whatever fluids are coming out of it.
Yeah.
And then you still got the fly. I think the flies are kind of the things that kind of set it off.
Yeah. Ben's coloring really helped it out a lot.
Thanks, man. I just worked with what I got, man. He gave me something awesome to work on.
Well, I know it can be kind of hard to distinguish between some of my lines sometimes.
No. Believe me, it's good stuff, man.
If he can read my lines, Jason, he can read anybody's lines.
Yeah, if I can read.
Well, Ben, just for the color, I mean, mainly a lot of that more than choose took place at night. So was that kind of a challenge to get that nighttime colors and whatnot?
No, I had a pretty good idea. The color palette I was going to use for the story when I read it. It was
Right.
I guess the tricky part is trying to make skin tone read like skin tone when it's not skin tone, right? It's give a little bit of that bluish tint to it.
Yeah.
But no, it was a blast to color. You guys, both of you are just great artists.
Well, like I said, he pulled it off. Like I said, I didn't know how that was going to translate to, especially being at night, and I didn't know if I was going to need to put more negative space or more shadows in that, or but just the colors that you use, I thought just kind of set it off real nice.
Thanks, man.
Especially the purples and the magenta tones and whatnot. And
right.
Yeah, the colors throughout the book are really, really well done. I think Ben did a great job on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to make sure each story looked a little different.
A little different. Yeah, I was about to say, like, it seems like all the color palettes that you chose for each story they're similar enough to where it's not like too jarring, but they're different enough to where you can tell they're all different stories. They all have different feels to it, different atmospheres.
Right.
Right.
We got to the next story here. Yeah, so Jocelyn, you want to talk about the Kecksburg story?
The Kecksburg. You know what? I'm going to let you talk about the actual story, and then we can talk about designing the pages and stuff later. I feel like you haven't talked enough.
I feel like I talked too much. No. Yeah, so the idea behind the Kecksburg story was it's one of those stories that's kind of like Roswell. You know, everybody hears about the Roswell story and aliens crashing there, and Kecksburg has their own story where they had like a UFO crash landing and some mystery behind that. And so I wanted to do the unknown incident. Like everybody knows about the incident at Kecksburg, but I want to do the unknown incident, which was the fact that they found an alien and a Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. And just seeing those two in the same story, I thought would be interesting. And so when I did the colors for that one, I was thinking more sci-fi because of the aliens. So
of course,
I feel like the color palette on that is a little more saturated, I guess. But let me pull up some of those images. So why don't you talk about it, Justin, while I look up for these images?
All right. Yeah, I was really excited to design a Bigfoot because I knew that like I could basically just draw a hairier version of myself, and it was just fine. I was like, I get to be in a comic book. If I had worked out and it was a little more Robin Williamsy with my hair. Ben had kind of like told me what the story was about, and we were splitting the workloads. So I was going to do half of the story, and an artist named Michael Garrett was going to do the other half. So I was like, I'll take the first half. I don't mind doing like the quieter scenes, like the dialogue. That's actually what I really enjoy about like drawing some of these stories is the acting that you can kind of convey between your characters whenever they're having like an exchange.
Right.
So I did the first half of it where these agents find the main character Otis Knapp, and he's talking with a general in the car, and there's like this. It just felt like a very X-Files kind of exchange. Like the X-Files episode, and that's what I really gravitated to. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll handle that scene. And the way the split happened I got the Bigfoot reveal, and I was like, yeah, I'll do the Bigfoot reveal too. I got a good idea for like the pose that I want to see him in, something like, you know, a big hulking mass and just like raging out, just to kind of startle the reader or the main character at least. And so I was pretty happy with that. And then, you know, I got to actually draw a little bit more of the second half. And that was really fun too. I got to draw a little bit more action stuff with Bigfoot. So yeah, I really enjoyed working on it. It was a good story, and it was fun to illustrate and try to convey like heavy mood and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got one of your pages, your first page actually up on the screen, and
Yeah,
it's where we first introduced Otis Knapp, and I love that shot of him like getting out of bed.
yeah.
Like it's one of those like it's a boring scene, but like you just made it look visually interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like that's the kind of stuff that I really like. Just like trying to tell a story that's a little bit more like personal, a little more quiet, but still make it feel interesting. Like there's some kind of intrigue going on. Like have that heavy lighting, that dramatic lighting stuff going on.
Yeah, and I definitely see like the X-Files influence you're talking about. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
the agents coming to the door.
Yeah.
Let me compliment, man, because I love your shadow placement that you had all through the story. Just the way you have your shadows.
Thanks.
I mean,
Johnny, I appreciate that.
very, very cool.
I worked very hard on those.
Yeah, and I just pulled up now your Bigfoot reveal, and then I love that shot too. Like Otis's reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cheese and rice, Bigfoot.
Yeah. You got that slobber coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. And that was colored wonderfully too. Like I really like the atmosphere that you got in there. It's kind of the feel that I wanted. It's just like this like smoky background. He's just kind of stepping out of the mist.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
Well,
totally see
colors, I'm sorry. Even the colors, Ben, that you chose on that, where the light just shining down, you just kind of get that gold
it. Yeah.
and yellowish. I thought that was very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, we hadn't even talked about how you wanted it to look. I just like looked at it and I was like, yeah, this will be good here. This will be good for the background here. No, you did a great job. I love the artwork on this one.
Thank you.
Let me show another one here. Yeah, the scene with the alien planets, that was also pretty cool stuff that you did here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that stuff I knew that. So there's some stuff on here, some of these panels that I was like, I'm gonna put in like some real simple shapes, and I'll just let Ben play with it, and I'll just let him do whatever colors he wants. Like the background, like the scenery stuff. I knew that you were gonna have, you know, fun doing that. So I was like, I'll put in some basic ideas of where things are gonna go, and then I'll let him color and everything. And there's that one panel where you can see the ships coming down in the sky in front of the tree line.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite panels, color wise.
Yeah.
I love the way that looks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the coloring is beautiful.
Thank you. And this is one of my favorite pages. I enjoyed coloring. Where you had them like all sleeping in their chambers.
Oh, when he breaks
and
out.
then he breaks out, and I was like, yeah, this scene is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That bottom panel right there is an exact example of what I mean. Where like I'm just gonna put in some shapes. It's gonna look like it's breaking up, and then I'll just let Ben throw like as much color as he wants on there. Just make it look like a bottle rocket.
And you did great. I mean, it looks, even though it's subtle, it's like it reads as a ship.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so let's go through, was it issue 3? And that would be Mulrooney. Do you want to talk about that, Amanda?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess the initial inspiration was me and Justin really got into listening to podcasts about folklore and stuff and ghost stories. So one of the ghost stories that I was really inspired by was there's this, oh shoot, it's in the book. But there's a castle, I believe
The Elite
in,
Castle?
yeah, there you go. Yeah, and there's just this old tale about why it's haunted, and very similar to the story. Well, actually, I kind of combined a few different stories as far as like the evil nobleman and the monster creature. But people have had some interactions with these ghosts, and they've seen visuals of these nasty kind of weird monster ghosts and stuff. So I was really inspired by that, and I really love folklore anyways. So that's where it initially came from. And Justin, I think, probably early on, was like, we should do a comic book together. And I was like, I'm lazy. But when I had this in my mind, I was like, I gotta get it out. I gotta do something with it. So I wrote it, and Justin was like, yeah, I'll draw it. So, yeah, it was really fun, and I would like to do it again. Maybe if I'm not so lazy, but. But yeah, that was pretty much my backstory on it.
Is this the first comic book you've drawn or written?
Sort of.
Sort of.
In high school, I had a final project, and they're like, do something that inspires you. And I was like, I'm going to do a comic book of Frankenstein. And again, I was really like into it. I was going to do it. And then I got halfway through. I was like, I'm just going to do the first chapter of Frankenstein. So it didn't get very far, but it was a comic book.
Nice. But this is the first time you've written a comic book where someone else drew it, right?
Yeah.
So how was it for you seeing that for the first time, like seeing someone else interpret what you had in your head?
I loved it. I often get very frustrated with my own work, and when it doesn't visualize the way I want it to, which I don't have, as you can see, I'm not scary. I like drawing cartoon mice. Justin's really good at doing the scary, grotesque things. So it was kind of inspiring to see, oh, it actually looks like something that people are scared of instead of Mickey Mouse.
All right, getting the monster up here on the page.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So what inspired the look of the monster?
so the folklore that I was reading or podcasting, there was a story where this woman had stayed in I guess in the castle that you had mentioned. And she was up late at night, and she heard something like scratching at the door. And when she went to go open the door, she saw this, like, she said it looked like a sheep, but also kind of like a really thin dog or something like that. And then it stood up and is really lanky and kind of like a weird, gross monster. And all I could think about is like this kind of burnt looking werewolf man. And Justin, he really kind of knew what I was talking about. Like, I tried to explain it the best I could without like showing him the Disney version. That's where he really did translate that very well.
Yeah, that's another interesting looking monster that's very unique. It almost reminds me a little bit of the creature from the Black Lagoon, a little bit,
Oh
but
yeah,
like a dog instead of fish. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was a real fun monster design. That's one of my favorite things to do is just like draw uh, weird looking monsters and stuff like that. As you can tell, I had a lot of fun with this one, putting in all the detail. So we had, I think we've talked about this, Ben, but like one of the things that I really like doing is putting in detail that I know is just going to get covered up with black anyway.
Yeah.
And one of the things I did was I wanted to make sure that the muscle structure of this thing was going to be anatomically correct, approximately correct. So like the muscle sinews and stuff like that, the direction of the striations and the muscle structure is something I put a lot of work into. I got like a anatomy atlas, and I went through. I looked at all the muscle structure of humans and stuff, and I think I did that for dogs as well. And I tried to combine them to. I know a lot of that stuff is going to get covered up with like texture and black, and I did some dry brushing on it to make it look a little crispy.
Yeah.
But underneath all of that was a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, it's fun to do. I just there's something satisfying to me about knowing that like, underneath that, it's not just guesswork. Like I did the legwork for it.
Well, good job, man. I have another one of your pages pulled up where the castle's burning.
Oh yeah.
And I love that scene too. I love how you lit up, I guess, the trees in the background, just the silhouettes, and then just the silhouette of the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one of those where I was just like, I know Ben's going to carry me through most of this. I've never drawn a burning castle, really, so I just get a good idea of more or less what it's going to look like. And then, yeah, just going to let you follow through with it.
Good job, man.
Thanks, Ben. Ben, why don't you talk about both of your stories now? The one we opened with was In the Land of Dagon, and you talk about mine.
Yeah, I'll talk about mine first. I'll go back and talk about Dagon later, since I'm already on this folder here. Yeah, so mine was a attempt at a ghost story, and the idea about it was that ghosts, the reason they exist, the reason they're around is because they have trouble letting go. And so I was kind of thinking about that just as just as a life lesson, life concept, and knowing when to let go and knowing what to hold on to. And so we have this kind of wicked grandfather who held the death of his wife against his daughter because his wife passed away when she was born. Mm-hmm. And he just never let that go. And so when he passes away, he kind of treats his grandson like if it was his son, and he wants to take him with him into the afterlife. And the mother kind of has to fight for her son's not just attention but love, and just kind of hold on to him to keep him alive. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one I colored. There's a lot less effects in this one. I wanted it to look a little more mundane, I guess.
Yeah.
A little more subtle in the color palette.
Yeah, I really like the ghost effects. The glowing, eerie, like sickly green.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
That's what I was going to say too. I really like the ghost effects that you had on there. I thought they pulled it off very well for the story.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I wasn't sure how it was all going to look at the end, but I had a vague idea. And this is also the first time I did anything, or I did everything in the story like digital. Like this was penciled, inked digitally, and then colored digitally.
Oh wow,
nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you chose the green versus blue or white with your ghost.
Yeah.
That was a great choice. I thought it made it stood out more.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't think those other colors would quite have the same effect of eeriness, or the same effect of like an ominous feel to it.
Yeah, something about the color green. It just kind of has this mysterious, I don't know, just a mysterious feel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's stories from that. Let's talk about Land of Dagon real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So Land of Dagon was my kind of a nod to Lovecraft. There's a story called Dagon that he wrote about a guy who jumped ship and ends up mysteriously on this island where there's this pillar that kind of shows that there's other life there, and there are these sea creatures. And at the end, he sees one of those and kind of goes crazy. And so Land of Dagon was kind of like, what if that happened in modern time? And so it's a cruise ship that goes and ends up getting stranded there. So I can find some pages to pull up.
Well, that pillar, whenever I first read the story, reminded me of like the Rosetta Stone. Like whenever they discovered that,
Yeah.
and it kind of unlocked like the hieroglyphs and all. That's the first thought I had whenever I saw that, and I thought that was a really cool idea.
Oh, thanks. There we go. And so with these first two stories, Land of Dagon and Justice Tree of Life, we had talked and we had decided we're not going to do it in color. It'll just be black and white. But we did want certain pages inside to have color, and so we decided I'm just going to go ahead and do like an overlay of color. And so with Land of Dagon, it's kind of a sepia kind of tone to it, where Justin's Tree of Life is kind of a green kind of tint to it. But yeah, it kind of has that old movie kind of feel to it, I feel.
Yeah. I really enjoy that.
What's your inspiration for your characters, Ben?
For these guys on the ship?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know, I was just thinking about a crew. I wanted like an uncle and a niece, kind of like this family kind of relation going on there. I feel like it makes you feel like they're capable of losing something if there's something to lose. And usually like family, like if you lose family, that hurts. And so I wanted us to feel like something for the characters, a little emotional tie there, so that when they're in danger at the end, you kind of feel for them.
Before your monsters surprised me because they were so big.
Yeah. One of the story they're huge as well, and so I wanted to convey that. I'll pull that page up.
Yeah, because that's very surprised. I thought they was going to be human sized, and they come up find that they're like giants.
The size of theirs, yeah.
I think that's more terrifying when you think about it. That makes you think, wow, that would be having these big old creatures coming out, almost like kaiju sort of feel.
Right, and it just kind of adds to that helplessness feeling.
Right.
And that's the thing about like Lovecraftian stories, that cosmic horrors, is that there's something bigger than you, something larger than you, and you're just kind of helpless.
Right.
But now, Matt, why don't we talk about where dreams are born?
Well, I remember you gave me kind of a loose synopsis on that one, and that was, you said that you'd had that idea for how long?
I want to say it was like 5 or 6 years ago. It was just, and it wasn't even space related. It was more like, originally it was like an island story where this island killing these people who are stranded on there.
Yeah, and you'd sent me a couple of pages that you had for a little while, and it had that astronaut in it, and then I was trying to combine that with like somehow, like an island or something like that, like a planet, killing somebody, and I don't know, I'd had this dream like a little bit before I think you reached out to me, and I was trying to figure out some way to tie those two together. And I just had this idea that this kid had this dream, and it led him to being that guy in those pages that ends up crash landing on that planet, and it kind of spiraled out of control really quickly. I just had one idea, and it kind of led into another one. And I was trying to, since there was only like 6 pages, I was trying to tell this, pretty long story in a really short amount of time.
Yeah, you did a great job. Yeah, I was in the middle of putting the whole book together, and I knew I wanted to do a bonus story, and I knew I was going to have time to do it. And so I reached out to Matt, and Matt like turned over a script in 24 hours.
Wow.
And so,
nice.
Yeah, we went back and forth maybe 1 or 2 more times, and we had it nailed down in a week. So Matt pulled me out of the fire.
You did a good job, man. That's a good story. I liked it.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous since I'd never done a comic script before, and so like I just kind of sent him the story, and he came back and was like, "Oh yeah, you can format it like this," and it was like, "Oh okay, now I kind of got a better idea of how to do it." But it was every time he sent me a page, he's like, "Hey, I just did this," and I was just like blown away. I was like, "Wow, that is amazing."
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the script, and I just jumped in. I was so excited to draw this. I was ready to draw by that time because I was doing a lot of lettering and colors. But yeah, I love the story, man. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Did y'all collab on a lot of the character designs and the feel of the book? The story, I should say.
Not really the character designs.
Yeah, he'd already had the 2 characters, really, like the astronaut and the woman. And the first couple of pages, I was trying to like take that, like what he'd already had, and then kind of lead into it, and it worked out really well. Like that, I love that page. The shadows and like the panels and like that whole progression there is beautiful.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the monster. I think Matt, you told me, you gave me a Venom issue, I think, to look at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember looking that up, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty cool creature." And then I just changed it a little bit to like an anglerfish kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
So that that creature was projecting the bait basically to bring in his prey.
Right.
You kind of see it right there.
Yeah. I thought that was that was like a money shot right there.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite panel from the story. I really like the touch at the bottom where you can see like the bones and stuff.
Yeah.
The different aliens that it's gotten.
Yeah.
I definitely like that's not a real full reveal of the creature, but you just gotta get a face. So you don't know if it's larger than what it actually is or what.
Right.
Tell me about the colors that you use, Ben.
Yeah, so I wanted it to be like like the characters on Mars. So I was going for like a very monochromatic tone once he arrived on the planet.
Of course.
And so I used, I want to say it was like a 3-tone basically. So there's 3 basic tones of red that I use and added shades in there. But yeah, I just used three reds.
Definitely works. Definitely works.
Yeah, I like the transition because you can tell in the first couple of pages whenever he's on Earth, and it has like I really like the colors for that, but then you can tell whenever it transitions onto the planet.
Yeah, I think on the last page, let me pull that one up. Last page, the last panel kind of duplicates that first panel from page 1. All I did was like snap that out of the first page and drop it in. Yeah, I really had fun working on that.
Oh, it was amazing doing it. Like seeing that script come to life like that was a once in a lifetime kind of a thing for me. It was really cool, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll definitely do something together again.
I look forward to it for sure.
All right. Well, anybody have anything else they want to talk about? We just went through the whole book in an hour.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
What's next for Halloween Head?
Yeah, what is next? So I know Jason. I wrote a loose script for Jason because Jason had this story idea about an alien on the moon. And so I know he's got that on his plate for the next issue. And I've got another artist who wanted to work with us, and so I'm talking to him right now. I'll be writing a script up for him. I'm not really sure yet what that's going to be about. What else? And Tommy should be working on a script for you, Johnny, shouldn't he? On for the next issue as well.
I don't know.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it is a surprise. I'll have to talk to him. I know that whenever I did the script for Jason, I talked to him about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we haven't talked about it since.
Okay. Only thing I know is about maybe your Little Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, and then right now I'm writing Little Jack. I'd like to get that out next year, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that'll be a 3-story arc. I plan on drawing the first issue. And Justin, I'd like for you to draw the second issue.
What's that?
If you got time.
Yeah, no, I should have time. I'll be
And then I'll have Johnny draw the third issue.
Ooh, that's gonna be my favorite issue.
And then I asked Jason to do the colors.
Yeah.
To get me off the hook. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I'll make an attempt. I'm not a colorist.
You can do it. I believe in you.
There you go.
So I'll make an attempt and do my best. It won't be spectacular colors like yours.
That's right. Mine are not spectacular.
Big
False.
difference.
But that's the plan. That's what's in the near future for Halloween Head Comics.
Has anybody heard from Tommy?
I've not. He said he was going to try to make it on today, but I didn't ask him to jump on a specific time, just whenever he could.
Okay.
So we should all leave before he jumps on.
Or just as soon as he gets on.
Yeah. Well, that's it, folks.
That's when everybody leaves. What are you guys drawing out there? Y'all been drawing. I haven't seen your lovely faces. I've just been drawing.
No, I don't think you can see me.
Okay, so I'm working on a little Jack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Let me.
Very cool.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I got some pens from Jet Pens. I finally decided to try them out, Ben. And,
Nice.
I got like this variety pack, and so I'm just trying out different pens and stuff. But yeah, I had this idea of just like all those little pumpkin minions he has, and just like all the vines kind of shooting behind them. He's just kind of jumping up into action.
Very cool. What pen are you using?
I don't know.
A pen.
I'm using the one with the ink in it. No, it's just I haven't looked up the names of these yet, but it's those symbols. And if any of you can read that, you can tell me what pen I'm using.
That's a Kuretake? No, I'm just kidding.
It actually did come with like 3 Kuretake pens.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. And Amanda, you want to show them what you did?
I guess. Since you already know my personality and lifestyle, I am doing Inktober, but late. So, yeah, just my whole idea for this Inktober was to do 2 pages because that's easier, right? No.
Yeah.
A bunch of little.
That's just
drawings.
smarter.
Yeah.
Smarter, actually.
And I was just gonna fill the whole page, and it'd look like, oh, cool. It's, I don't know, a Nickelodeon intro, you know. And then around the 13th, I gave up. So, and I was just gonna fill it in, and now I'm bored, so I'm gonna go do something else.
Fair enough.
That looks good. Are you using a marker to color that, or is that watercolor?
Yeah, I'm a kindergartner, so I have these Prima Rosa.
Nice.
And then, oh man, I don't know what these are. I got these recently. You try that one. I'm a little illiterate.
That's a Stifler.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Did you say Stifler?
All right.
Is that what you said?
But yeah, that's what we're working on.
Nice.
Very nice. What about you, John? You working on anything?
Oh, well, there's a few things. I don't know if I can put my camera on some of the stuff that I don't know of anybody.
Oh, nice.
So.
Yak, yak.
Wow. Way to go, Johnny.
Oh, what character is that?
That's a brainstorm.
Oh, that's Brainstorm.
Yeah. Since everybody's dropped the ball on Zach, I'm going to pick it up and run it in for a touchdown.
Gotcha. So are you redrawing issue 1 or are you...
I'm redrawing, issue 1.
Okay.
So, I mean, Brandon Norman, God rest his soul. He tried, but, I just felt bad for Zach because he had 10 artists on it.
Yeah.
So, and pretty much they all dropped the ball. I just told them I'm going to go ahead and do you up some pages for it. So he'll have something out there. He's been sitting on it for the last 8 years.
Right.
So I'm going to get him some pages done so he'll have something to show off.
Cool.
But other than that, I'm trying to get all these commissions. These commissions keep falling in. I need to quit saying yes.
Stop being so good, Johnny. People won't ask you for commission.
I know. Like I said, I still have 3 of them left over that I need to finish from prior.
Yeah.
Got 3 of them done last night, then got 3 more. So
Yeah. Busy man. Jason, what you got going on?
Nothing, just Was playing a video game.
Just hanging
I've
out.
been not paying attention, so I haven't been doing very good at the video game.
What you playing?
I threw on Resident Evil, just the original.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Good game to play on Halloween.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not dark enough though, so it's not as fun yet.
Yeah. Matt, what's next for you, sir?
I'm working on a script for a story that I've had for a while now. I'm trying to condense it down, I think, and use this as a way to try to write a full issue. I think that kind of inspired me. This last story that we did, just a few pages. So this should be, should be fun.
Very cool. Do you want to tell everybody what it's about, or you want to keep that under wraps?
I'm gonna keep it under wraps. I'm not really sure yet where I'm going with it. I'm trying to feel my way through it, I think. But it's like post-apocalyptic kind of story, and
nice.
a lot of horror elements to it too.
Very nice. Well, if you need any help, man, we'll help you get it published.
Definitely.
Matt, just a quick question for you. What do you like to write mainly? Is there anything you like to write in particular, any genre you like to write, or you just kind of go over the board?
I'm really trying to stick with. I like the post-apocalyptic stuff. It kind of gives me a lot of room to play with. I think you can kind of create something unique. I think, and then that's a genre that's kind of been around quite a bit. It's been pretty prominent the past 10 years or something. The Walking Dead and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. But I like to, I don't know, bend through that idea at me, and it just gave me a whole bunch of ideas. So I feel like I can write just about in any genre if the idea is interesting,
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure you got this, Matt. You're an excellent writer. Well, what's your favorite post-apocalyptic movie? Like,
oh man, like one that kind of inspired this story was Book of Eli, actually.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like I always really liked the feel of that movie, and kind of the world they created with it. Went way back. It was like Road Warrior and
right.
old Mel Gibson franchise that kind of started his career.
Yeah.
Underrated movie. I like that movie. Always love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. Amanda, what about you? What's next for you?
Oh, well, not everybody knows this, but I am close to becoming a landscape architector. That's fun.
Architective.
I like that better.
You should put that on your business card. I'm an architective.
Architective.
No. So, I'm going to get my license pretty soon. And I promised Justin, I said after I get my license done, I'd start working on another comic book. So he's going to have to hold me to it.
Gonna have to hold it to it, Justin.
That's right. You better do it.
Or else.
Or else. I'm going to keep bugging you about it.
Yeah. I have a few ideas, but nothing like really concrete yet. So if I say it out loud, I'll probably be like, I'm done. It's complete.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
I did it. This writer stuff is easy.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Hollywood, please.
Justin, what's next for you?
I don't know, man. No.
We'll get a sandwich.
I already had a sandwich today, but you're right. I can go for that.
Never had so many sandwiches.
No, so I'm currently writing like a couple of stories at once, and I'm gonna try to finish writing them this year, so that way next year I can get into like actual production of them and start drawing them and stuff. So that's what I'm dedicating this year to, is writing as much as I can. And yeah, so hopefully I'll have some stuff to show you guys next year sometime, at least the development stages of it. And I'm actually pretty excited about all of them. They're all stories that I'm really looking forward to drawing, because they're stuff that I like to draw.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right. What about you, Mr. Ben?
I think we already talked about that.
Talk about it again.
I'm writing Little Jack right now.
Well, I mean, what about Westward Darkly?
Yeah, I put that on the back burner because I want to get Little Jack out first, I think.
Okay.
But I am, like, every once in a while, like, kind of sketching characters from that world.
Right.
Yeah, it's there.
You're gonna spend too much time on it trying to perfect it and never get it out.
I'm really trying not to do that. Justin laughs because he knows it's true. He knows it's true. Yeah.
I know it's true that you really try not to do that.
Yeah. But you also know it's true that I am doing that.
Yeah.
I think I've written like issue 1 like 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, it's funny with these little short stories. We can just like pound them out like fairly quickly, but you start thinking about a long-term series, it's a little more difficult.
And that was kind of like the whole launching point, I think, of Halloween Head, is like, we need to tell stories, because we keep saying, oh, we'll tell a story, but like we get distracted by it. But what if it could be better?
Right.
That is the most fatal question a writer can ask himself.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, yeah, that's kind of the appeal of these short stories, is like, oh, we'll tell a short story. We'll tell like a little story, so that way we're not like obsessing over it. We still obsess over it a little bit, but not that much.
Right. Yeah, we're like, yeah, it's good enough. Start drawing it.
You don't have to flesh out an entire universe around it. You just have to tell a little contained story.
Right, because decisions that the characters make are not going to affect how the story unfolds in the future, because it's just that one self-contained story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And when you start thinking about plotting out a storyline that's going to go on longer than just the single issue, you have to start taking those things into consideration, and that's where you can get stuck on that.
Yeah, real easy.
That's exactly where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Yep, but that's what I got going on.
Anybody else came on? We just only have one question.
No. Looks like I missed a couple of comments, but they were from about an hour ago. Travis says it sounds time consuming. I think he's talking about Justin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just something about Justin. Then he says that's pretty epic. I think he was talking about me on that one.
I'm sure.
Or Johnny.
What?
Johnny's pretty epic.
He's the best one.
He's the best of us. All right. I know some of you guys haven't met each other. Matt, you've never met Jason or Johnny. You guys have questions for each other?
I met Matt at Pryor.
Oh, that's right, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually have a signature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you need
Talk much,
Jason's.
but,
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going?
Jason's like,
What's it?
How's it going, Justin?
How you doing, buddy?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Matt, how did you and Ben meet? I'm sure he told me, but it's something you'll learn about me is I have a real bad memory.
You're distracted drawing all the time.
Probably.
I joined a Facebook page like for the Oklahoma comic creators, and I don't know. I was kind of keeping an eye on that page, and then I saw like some artwork that Ben did. I can't even really remember what it was exactly, but that like his artwork struck me, and I was like, wow, that's really a great page. And I just commented on there that, you know, like how much I liked it, and told him that, you know, if he was ever looking for anybody to collaborate with. I want to say this was like back in April or something of this year.
Yeah, that sounds
And,
right.
yeah, it was just kind of a lark, and I was just, you know, I was looking for somebody to collaborate with anyway, and I didn't even think you'd remember it, to be honest. So whenever you messaged me, I was like, wow, yeah, I'd definitely like to do something.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did, man.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes those coincidences are, you know, just kind of going out on a limb, like really turns into something great.
Yeah. Yeah, see all those records behind you. You want to talk about your music?
Yeah, that's really kind of what I mean. I'm sitting around with all you guys doing, you know, the comics and the art and stuff like that, and which is all amazing, by the way. Like I was an artist like back in high school, and I kind of dropped off of that whenever I picked up doing music, and like that's kind of what I've dedicated myself to the past 15 years or something like that. And we've played around mostly in Oklahoma, but then, you know, like Kansas and Arkansas and Texas and stuff like that. We recorded a few albums, and that's really kind of been my passion for a long time until I got into comics. But trying to take that same passion and put it into, you know, something new like this, and it's really great to meet all you guys, and I'm hoping that I can learn a lot from all of you and try to, you know, get somewhere even close to where you guys are.
Yeah. We're not that far down the road, man.
Yeah, just hit us up. That's all. We're all family here. So,
So, were there any similarities for you between comics and making music?
Yeah, talking to you at prior about, you know, you doing Halloween Head and like the independent side of that, you know, you just kind of do it because you love it and not because, you know, you think you're going to make, you know, become like a millionaire doing it. And
Right.
that's the same struggle of being an independent musician. It's really tough. Like if you don't have that passion for it, then you'll never like continue doing it. Like we've watched, you know, bands pop up and they come together and they'll, you know, record an album and then they just disappear. And the guys that I've been with for the past 12 years or something, we've all just kind of stuck with it and just kept going.
Right.
Even though, you know, there's not really a lot of money in it, but it's,
Right.
we all really like it. So it's been worth it to us.
Yeah, I think we can relate to that. I've known Johnny and Jason. And, what's it been, like 12, 13 years now, guys?
yeah. I'm a little older than everybody, so you know, I can go back to like 20 years. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. When did I meet you, Justin? Do you remember? It was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Bumped into you one day, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy kind of looks like me. Let's talk to him."
It's like, I want to make a sandwich, but this guy's in my way.
Listen, fella, I don't know what the big idea is. I'm real hungry.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. So what kind of music do you play?
It's hard rock. It's stuff like you'd hear on the Cat. Like we've been on like the local talent show. You know, if you guys have heard that on like Sunday nights on the Cat. It's, yeah, I mean, hard rock is about is about the best description of it, but like all the guys have a lot of different influences, and so it kind of meshes together in a strange way.
That's cool. I know you told me you opened for was it Three Doors Down?
Yeah, that was kind of a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Like I still can't believe that happened, but
that's really cool, man.
That is
That's
awesome.
very cool.
yeah.
What's the name of your band?
Another round.
Another Round.
Yeah.
Very cool. Have you guys played out of state, like out of Oklahoma, or just here?
No, we've played in Kansas and Texas and kind of like around here. We're trying to figure out a way to get like a tour for maybe the Southwest area down here, maybe in like Arkansas and Mississippi and stuff like that. But mostly in Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah. Are your band members comic book nerds too?
No,
really.
that's just me, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh man, so they're not cool. They're not as cool as you.
Yeah, right. Well, our drummer, our drummer's read some comics, and he actually read the book last night whenever I was over there hanging out with him, and so I'm trying to get him drawn into it, but yeah, I'm pretty much the nerd of the group, I think.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
So who's your musical influences, Matt?
It's quite a bit. I was influenced a lot by like classic rock, so like 70s stuff.
Yes.
My parents listened to a lot of like Leonard Skinner and
Yes.
Billy Joel
Tom Petty.
and Elton John, and yeah, Tom Petty's one, yeah. But then a lot by like the 2000s kind of rock too. That's really where like I found a lot of like my own style. But then I even go back to the first thing I ever learned how to play was Johnny Cash, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, I played and sang that, and like back where I'm from, they still call me Johnny Cash down there. I can't really escape that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Guys, I hate to keep this, but I'm seeing trick-or-treaters through my window, so I guess I'm going to have to jet out before they bum rush my house. Burn my house down. Candy.
TP your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Johnny. Thanks for hanging out with us, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
See you,
Bye.
Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny. See ya.
Very cool. Manda, what do you like to write about?
I'm a big proponent of like mythology and folklore and stuff. So a lot of the things I've written about, which never been published or anything, are just stories like not necessarily your stereotypical monsters and things like that, but like I'm interested in, I'm from a Czechoslovakian background, so like old Slavic monsters, and I'm also a little Celtic, so things from Ireland. I mostly focus on European mythologies, but I'm also from Albuquerque. I grew up in Albuquerque, so I'm very interested in like the lore there as well. So I'd like to incorporate some of those monsters and legends in my stories.
Very cool. What are you drawing there? I see it has a pumpkin head. So I zoomed in on you.
It's my lazy version of drawing. I just kind of put down shapes and then I go, oh, I probably was looking at Justin's stuff. So yeah, this is my Pumpkin King version of whatever Justin's drawing. And he's got a little baby, so pumpkin baby.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys. I think we're done, man. I don't think we have anything else to talk about. Matt, you have any questions for us?
No questions. I do want to say, like, I really appreciate you including me on this, and it was great to meet.
No problem. Yeah, it was great meeting you too, man. I really enjoyed talking to you at the show. I'm glad you came out and sat with me for a while.
Me too. That was fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Jason, it's good seeing you. I'll see you at work tomorrow. Unfortunately.
Hopefully, it won't be so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It will be. All right.
That's why they call it work.
That's what they call it, work. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. Matt, Jason, Amanda.
Yeah.
That guy you're with.
Yeah.
Glad you guys were able to stop by.
This homeless guy just showed up.
That hobo with his
I
beard.
just wanted a place to sit down.
I don't know him. He kidnapped me. Help.
All right, I was gonna make a joke, but I won't because it was gonna be racist. But you guys have a happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See ya.
All right, bye.
Bye.